Hello there, my name is ChrisTenarium, and today I'm playing Stars in Their Eyes. Now, apparently, this is a 5-minute experience, so don't expect anything too long. And it's one I shall delve straight into. There's no reason for dill-dallying about. What's my dream? If you asked me that now, I would tell you something like, I'm majoring in business, so I want to go into a field that really uses my skills. No one would say that if you asked what their dream is. But in truth, I'm just spewing out something similar to what I've heard said before by others, when they had their stars in the eyes. As for my own dream, I don't actually know. I was raised in a pretty average family, at least what normal society would call average. Mum, dad, middle class income, pretty good grades, but nothing spectacular. Pretty good, but nothing spectacular. That pretty much sums up my life. Now that I think about it, this is the first time she's thought about it. I'm sure. I'm what you'd call a Jack or Jill of all trades. I dabble in different things, but I can never seem to make up my mind as to what I really like. Eventually, I get bored and lose interest and spin off to try a totally different interest. Yeah, that sounds a lot like me. Rinse and repeat. What the fuck is she doing which requires rinsing? Oh no. Some people think it's cool that I have so many interests, but really, it's more of a nuisance than anything. Sometimes I jokingly call it a curse. What's my dream? What am I really good at? Well, if you're rinsing and repeating, we probably shouldn't mention it out loud. What do I want to be good at? What's the point? Hey, you're pretty good at that. Right now I'm in my second year of college, majoring in business because I don't know what else to do. I had a breakdown between classes, so I was walking to get something to eat from the cafeteria when I spotted this piano in a nearby room. It sparked a memory in my mind. I used to take up piano lessons when I was younger, but I hated practicing, so I eventually stopped. You said earlier that you didn't like things and quit. But the truth is, while I hated being told to practice, I liked playing just for me. I wasn't the best at piano to begin with, and combined with how many years had passed since I last touched one, it would be a wonder if I even knew which keys to press. The white ones. And if they fail, press the black ones, only occasionally. Still, I wandered over on whim to see if I could still remember any songs. I was basically just playing around, figuring out which notes sounded good together, when a girl I'd never seen before stepped in the room and told me I sounded good. Oh, thanks. I smiled awkwardly and stood from the piano bench, feeling like I'd been caught stealing cookies from the cookie jar. That's the normal reaction which everyone would have, right? Being complimented and then feeling guilty. Right. But even more than that. Good? Me? She's either joking or tone deaf. Sorry, did I disturb you? No, I was just leaving anyway. I was going to get some food. Too bad. You look like you were having fun. How long was she standing there? Oh god, she might have been admiring me. We might need to rinse and repeat later on. She smiled at me, and I got the feeling that she wasn't just saying that. She was being totally sincere. No, I was just playing around, really. But isn't that how you have fun? Fun? I hadn't really thought of it as I was having fun. I was just plunking away at the keys with no rhyme or reason. Well, if you're getting food, I guess I shouldn't keep you. See you around. With a last smile, she turned off and walked off. You know what, considering the context I was speaking in earlier, turned off might not actually be that out of place, leaving me standing there. It slowly dawned on me that she was right. I had been having fun. You need someone to tell you you're having fun? Right. It was the first time in a long while that I'd done something without an end goal in mind, without thinking, how will this serve me in the future? Well, probably without arms. Let's move on. God, I honestly didn't know how to feel about that. Hey, you're back! A few days later it was the same as last time. On my way to get food, I decided on a whim to check the piano out again. But that girl from before was there too. I bet she's fucking stalking me. I blinked in surprise, then remembered to smile. Yeah, hi. She was sitting at the piano, one hand on the keys as she turned to face me. Do you play piano? No, not really, not like you, anyway. She laughed a little, this time facing me completely. At least the artwork's kind of good. Oh, I thought. You thought I could play? Well, actually, you kind of inspired me. Doesn't take a lot to inspire kids nowadays, does it? You look so lost in your music. I thought I would try too. I did? Yeah. Too bad I didn't know the first thing about piano. Well, but you sounded good, and we're going to have a moment. Or music in general. I don't really either. I was just playing around earlier. Well, you know more than me. It sounded nice. Yeah, I bet that's not the only thing you're admiring. I looked at her, not sure if she was being serious or not, but like before, she looked like she meant it. You know what, if she has to second guess everyone like this, she must go to a horrible school. Thanks, but I haven't taken lessons in years. So, aren't there a lot of musicians who didn't take lessons? Kind of. Musician? Haha, no, I'm not really. But you look like you were enjoying playing piano last time. I stopped to think before responding slowly. I was, I guess. There, that's me speaking slowly. Yeah, let's move on. She smiled and reached out to me. I'm Haley. Nice to meet you. You too, I'm Rena. So what are you studying, Rena? I'm a business major, you? English literature. I'm going into a grad program for creative writing when I get my bachelor's. So, you want to be a writer? I couldn't hide the skepticism in my voice. Wow. So not only is she white middle-class trash, she's also quite judgmental. She seemed to pick up on it and smiled. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound very practical, but it's always been my dream since I was little. I love writing, reading, words in general, so I'll do my best to make it work. But just because you love something, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed to succeed. Okay, I blurted out before I could stop myself. In truth, I couldn't help feeling envious. She seemed so sure of what she liked, where she wanted to go. Oh, that's right. You don't like what she does, so you put her down. You bitch. So, I'd rather be happy trying to reach my dreams than miserable never knowing that they could never turn out to be. Look, there's a good saying, which goes, I know money doesn't buy you anything, but I'd rather cry in a Ferrari. That is what's applicable here. But I would say that I'm white and middle class trash. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. With those words, I realised I'd been copping out of trying my whole life. Jack of all trades, getting bored of dabbling in different things. What did they mean, really? I was afraid. I realise that now. I was scared of trying, scared of failing, so I didn't do either. Doesn't like the girl notice that you've just stopped responding and you've stood there, looked down at your feet and just thought for a minute? No, she's very patient. I went the safe route, even if it meant living a life of mediocre expectations. A life with no dreams. What do you want to do, Rena? I don't know, I've never thought about it before. Well, you did the other day about piano. Well, that doesn't mean you can't start now. I'd heard variations of that phrase 1,000,000 times before. You can always start over, you're writing your own story, etc., etc. But that was the first time I'd ever actually listened. Yeah, you're right. I would never, ever take advice of someone who wears a ladybird as a necklace. That's just me, though. I didn't know where I was heading. I didn't know if I'd feel the same tomorrow. But I did know, right now, I was done with being ambiguous about my life. My wants, my dreams. It was time to start trying. Even if I failed, I'd know, and the gutter would remind me. I'd know that I had been doing what I wanted, what made me happy, what brought the stars to my eyes. What's my dream? I thought it was going to end there. If you ask me that now, I would tell you, I don't know yet. But I'm going to try and find it. Is she not questioning the fact that blurry stars are like appearing in the room? There you are. That was it. I did tell you it's a 5-minute experience. It was emotional. I can say I've been touched. It was striking. So yeah, my name's ChrisTenarium. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.